guys, welcome you back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing great. It's your girl partner. So on today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful long fitted dress. Okay, it's an off shoulder dress with a side flounce. Okay, and here I have this fabric I'll be working with. I'm cutting out the upper part of this dress. Okay, first, and the half length I'm working with is 16 inches. So here you can see I already marked out here some lines. I hope you can see this very well. This first line, this one is the chest line, and this other one is the bust point line, and this other line here, the third line, is the under bust line. Then of course the length of the upper part. Okay, so I'm making use of 5 for this. So I'm making out 5 inches here. Then taking note, this is an off shoulder of 4, so you can see how I got this lines. The 9, the bust point is at 11, the under bust is at 14. Okay, then from here I'm going to impute my bust measurement, and the bust measurement I'm working with is 34. If I divide it by 4, I have 8.5. Then I'm going to connect this to this bust line. Then I'm going to give this a v-neck. I want it to be a v-neck. So remembering that this is 4, an off shoulder of 4, so I want the neck to be 6 inches. So I'm marking out 6 inches here. So I'm just going to make this a v-neck like this. Okay, and also having in mind that I am cutting both the front and the backs together. Okay, so you can see the back piece with the 2 inches of allowance. I also have the lining attached to this upper part of the dress. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to come to this point here and go down by 2.5 inches. I'll take note of this point. Here I'm going to put the bust part measurement, okay, and the bust part measurement is 7 divided by 2, that is 3.5. Then I'll add half inch of allowance, making 4. So I'm going to come to this bust, the bust point line. I'm going to mark 4 inches. Then at the under bust line, I will take away half of an inch. Then I'll mark 3.5 inch. Then on the same thing on the waistline, I'll also mark 3.5 inch. So I'll connect the under bust to the waistline. Then from here, I'll connect it to this bust point here. Then from this bust point, I'll take it to meet this midpoint we have here on this armhole. So like this. So here I've already created my princess dart. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to create the cup. Okay, so on this under bust here, I'm going to go in here by 2 inches. Okay, it's a bust of 34. Okay, bust of 34, so I'll be using 1.5 inch. Okay, if we were say around 36 to 42, I could use 2 inches for that. So for this, I'll use a 1.5 inch. So at this under bust, I'm marking out 1.5. Then on the waistline, I'll also mark 1.5 as well, and I'll connect the lines like so. Then this is the bust point. Then on this bust point line, I'm going to go up and down by 1 inches and just take note of the point. Okay, so from here I go up 1 inches. Then the same bust point line, I'm coming down as 1 inches. Okay, so below this 1 inches below the bust point, I will connect it to this mark here. So this is going to help create the cup at the lower part. Okay, so all I'm doing now is just to connect this with a curve. So you can see we have created the curve at the lower part. Then this 1 inch above the bust point line, I'm going to be connecting it to this part. Okay, but before that, what I have here is 1.5, right? So I'm going to take away half of an inch and impute it here. Taking away half of an inch, that means I'm left with 1, right? So that 1 inches, I will split it into 2. So I will have 0.5 on this side and 0.5 on the other side. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to connect each of these 0.5. I'll connect it to the 1 inch above the bust point line. I hope you understand that. So I'll just connect it this way and this other one. So here you can see that I have created my curve. Okay, so all I need to do is just to carefully match this properly. Okay, so this part that is going inwards here, where we have this line, I'm just going to go up by 1.5 inch or 2 inches. Okay, so this is going to help eliminate any shortage we'll have when we are joining these two pieces at the armhole area. Okay, yeah, so here I've gone in by 1.5 inch. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to input my other measurements. So on this bust point line, we've already marked out, we have already inputted the bust measurement. I'll just add this part is going to be going up, so I need to input it back. And here we have 1 inch, so I'm going to replace that 1 inch here. Then I'll go ahead and add an extra, say 3.5 inch. Okay, yes. Then coming down to the under bust, I'm going to input the waist measurement of which is 28, and if I divide it by 4, I have 7 inch. And here we have 1.5, which will be going off, so I have to input it back here. So I'll put in my 1.5 and also the extra 3.5 inch I'm working with. Okay, then I'll just extend this line to the waistline. Guys, believe it or not, we're done. It's as simple as that. So I'm just connecting this line and also to the bust line. Okay, so here now I'll take this and mix it. So this is going to give me my armhole curve now. So that's it, guys. It's as simple as that. Okay, so remember that here this neckline, I did 6 inches. So for the back piece, I would like it to go down. Okay, I like it to go down for the back, say about 7 inches, just 1 inch different. Okay, so I want to take note of this point. Okay, so that I will cut out the back neckline differently. I'll just take note of it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, the next thing left for me now is just to cut this out. So remember, I have the back piece together with this. So what I'm going to do, I'll cut this out first, and this way. After that, I take out the back measurements, then the back piece. Then I can go ahead and cut out the cup for the front piece. Okay. At this point, I'll go ahead and take off the front piece off. So remember I said I wanted the neckline for the back piece to go down. Okay, and so I marked out the points here. Okay, so all I need to do is to take note of the neck depth now, and I want to use 7 inches or even 7.5. So I'll just connect it. It's also going to be a V-neck as well, so I can now cut this off. So I'm just taking note of the zip line. So here we have it. So here is the back piece, and here is the front piece. Okay, yeah, so the next thing now is to cut out the lower part of this dress. So for the lower part of this dress, which is going to be the skirt part, and it's going to be a pencil fitted skirt. Okay, so I'll take a note of the full measurements of the dress, which is 60, and I'm using a half length of 16 inches for the upper part we just cut. So the taking that away from 60 inches, I'm left with 44. So I'll add the hemming allowance at the upper part and the lower part of the dress, which is going to be 46. So I have here 46 in length of this fabric, and I'm also cutting out the front and the back piece together. You can see the zip allowance here. So I'll just come here to the top and take note. All I need here now is my hip line. I'm making use of 9 inch. Okay, for that. Yeah, so I'll come to my waistline and put my waist measurement of 28 divided by 4, that is 7. And I'll put in 3 inches of allowance. Then the hip line of 38 divided by 4, that's 9.5. And I also have here this 3 inches extra, and I'm connecting the lines together from the waist to the hip. Then coming down to the lower part, I'm also going to impute the hip measurements here, 9.5, with an extra allowance. Okay, so because it's going to be a penciled one, I'll just go back in by 1.5 inch or 2 inches. So I'll do 2. Okay, so I'm just going to connect this now to from the hip line all the way to the floor length. Okay, and you can see, guys, it's as simple as that. Okay, then here I'll input my bust span measurement of 4 and give it a notch for the dart, and also notch the zip allowance as well. I'll give it a notch, and we're done, guys. It's as simple as that. All is left now is to cut all this off. And here, guys, we're done. You can see it's that simple. You can see this. That's it. All is left now is to join all these parts together. I'm going to be turning the upper parts with the linings. Okay, that's what I'm going to do, and also joining it to the lower parts of this dress. Okay, so I'm just going to finish that off, then I'll come back to show you the next step. Okay, so guys, I'm done using the lining to turn this clothes out. So here's the front piece, and you can see the inside as well, and also these are the back pieces, the upper parts, right? So, and I've also done that for the skirt part, and fixing the dart as well. So what I'm going to do now is to take, say for this back piece, I'm going to be joining it, the lower part of this, which is the skirt part. I'll be joining it to one side of the upper part. This is the back piece. Then the same thing for this other side. So I'm going to join the upper and lower part. So after I'm done, then I'll fix the zipper, okay, for this back piece. So for the upper piece, I'm also going to join it to the lower piece like this. But before that, I'm going to be fixing in a flounce, which we're going to start from the center. I folded the lower part into 2, and I notched the center. And here you can see the marking. This is the center of this lower part. So what I'm going to do now is to first of all um, know what I'm going to take in. Remember, when we're going to be joining this part to the back piece, we're going to take our side measurement. Okay, so I'll take note of the waist measurement, which is 28. And so for this front piece, I need 14, right? So if I place my tape this way, what I have here is about 17. So if I take away 14, that means I'll be left with 3. That means I'll need to take 1.5 inch on this side, 1.5 inch on this other side. Okay, so if I mark my 1.5 inch here and 1.5 inch here, so when I'm done, this is how it's going to look, right? Okay, so having this in mind, so I'm going to fix my flounces starting from this center point so that it will stop before this point. Okay, so the reason why we're doing it so that it doesn't extend to the end and you will now have to sew it inwards. I hope you understand that. So I'm going to taking the flounce from here, from the center to where this supposed to be closed up by the side. So with that being said, I'll take the measurements like so from this center, and what I have here is 7 inches. So 7 inches is the circumference I'm going to be working with in cutting out the flounce I'll be putting here. And I'm going to be cutting it out in form of a circle. Okay, so that's 7 inches. I'll just divide it by 6.28. And when I do that, what do I have? I have I have 1.1, so I'll just approximately to 1. Then also I need a length of say about 8 inches, having in mind that it's going to be a high low. It's going to start on low from here and it keeps going till it gets high on this other part. So I would like the, let's say the highest part to be like 8 inches. I think between 7 to 8 inches. Okay, so if I add the extra allowance I'll use to hem it, because I'm going to be lining it, the flounce. If I add an extra allowance, half an inch and half an inch, sewing it at this edge. Okay, so that would be about 9 inches, right? Plus the 1 inches circumference we got, so 10 inches. So it just give me an idea of what I need to cut out this circle. So I'm going to, I've folded my fabric into 2. I'm folding it again into 4. So now I'm going to mark out 10 inches. I'm placing my tape to check. So I have here about 2, and when it's folded in 4, that's about 8 inches, so it's fine. Then I would trim down the lower parts. So here it is. So I'm going to be slitting one side open. So this is how it is. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to create the high-low effect. Okay, remember here is a length of, here we have 10 inches here. So I'm going to take it from here. It will start from like 5 and it keeps going 6 or 7, just whichever way you can do. Just make sure that you create a high-low effect. From here it goes this way until it extends to the other end. Having in mind that, please take note before creating the high-low effect, because I want the flounce to start on this side, depending on where you want to put it, whether you're putting it on the right side or the left side, but I want it facing this way like this. So I want the high-low effect to start from here. It will go this way. Okay, so which means I'm facing this on the right side now, so I have to take it this way so that you don't go taking it the other way. So here I measure say about 5 inch here, and I'll start taking it from here. So here it is. So what I will do is, when I'm done turning it with the lining, so what I will do, I'm going to be pasting it like this from this center point to that point where we marked out. So once I'm done fixing it up, then I will now join the lower part to it. I'll just place it this way and sew it all up together, and that will be it. So once that is done, I'll join it with the back side. So I'll just take my side measurement. After that, then I'll come back to show you the next step. Okay. And so guys, you can see I'm done fixing the flounce. You can see how beautiful this looks. So like I said, it's very good when you use the same lining to turn the flounce out, except of course you don't have enough fabric, because sometimes you see the inside wood, it tends to be visible, so it's better off when you use the same fabric. Okay. And so this is it. I've also joined the side. The thing left now is just to fix the sleeve. You can fix any sleeve of the choice, but I'm going to be using a band. Okay, this is like a 3 inches band I'm going to be using. I added a little bit of interfacing to it. I sewed and turned it to the other side. Okay, so how did I achieve the length of this band I'm using? All I did first was to take the measurement from this point, one neckline to the other. For the front piece here I had 10. Okay, and for the back piece, for this back piece I had 12. Okay, so 10 plus 12, that gives me 22, right? And the round shoulder measurement for this person was 39. So what I did was I said 39 minus 22, so I had 17. So 17 was going to be my sleeve, but of course because it's going to be on two sides, I had to split it into two. So 17 divided by 2, 8.5. Okay, so I'm going to be having 8.5 strip on this side and 8.5 in length strip on this other side. But also I also added the allowance to it. Okay, because I'm going to be sewing it up. Like you can see, I'll have to sew it up with half an inch taken from here and this side. That's 1 inch, right? Then if I'm going to sew it the other side, I'm also going to use half an inch, also 1 inch as well. So each sleeve is going to take 2 inches extra allowance on both sides. So that's 8.5. I added the 2 inches, making 10.5. So what I have here is exactly 10.5. Okay, so that's it. And it's a width of 3 inches. So that's it. So what I'll do now is just to take this and attach it to the edge like so. So make sure you sew with exactly half of an inch, and that's it. This is it, guys. Like, this dress is ready. If you measure the total measurement here, you see that it will give you your round shoulder measurements. Okay, so that's it, guys. And once that is done, trust me guys, this dress is good to go. And the next thing I'll just do is just to hem the lower part of the dress, and also create a slit. It's a fitted dress, right? So I'm going to be putting in an open slit. So I'll just take from the lower part, because I hemmed this all through so that I can actually join the sides properly. So I'm going to take 20 inches from the lower part of this dress up. I'll count 20 inches upwards. That's where my slit is going to be. Then I'll open it up. Okay, then after that I'll just hem it. I'll use a needle and thread to do that, or I could use a hemming gun just to slip it down. And that's it. Once that is done, this dress is ready. You can see how beautiful this looks already. So that's it, guys. That brings us to the end of today's tutorial. I really had fun making this outfit. I hope you did as well. This is so beautiful. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you find this video helpful, please go ahead and like it. Drop your comment in the comment section. I'll appreciate it. And if you have not subscribed, please go ahead and do that. Okay, until I see you on the next video, guys, have a wonderful day.